So we're in phase 2, ladies and gentlemen. The Skunkworks Toyota project bringing back the iconic RSi moniker. Say hello to Jeff, he's quite the chap this one. What is this? Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of a best motoring inspired showcase sheet over here. This is the Toyota Etios RSi, a local development project of an econobox turned sports car. For the international viewers out there, think of this as a return of the Corolla FX16, Starlet GT, Vitz RS Turbo or Glanzer, and we don't talk about the RS TRD. We don't talk about that car. The Phase 2 version includes new cosmetics, ECU revisions, more power at 123 kilowatts in base grade trim, hand-woven carbon fiber body bits, sound deadening, leather seats with grippy copper inserts, a new exhaust system, and more badassery. This isn't a case of slapping on a turbo and using an auto style gift voucher and calling it a day. This is actually R&D in the metal. What do I think? Jeff reminds me of that one underdog sprinter at the old high school athletics days. Oh wow, do I remember those days. The crowds are in disbelief that one individual is causing flames for that one runner everyone always anticipates to win. You know, the kind of guy who's always kitted up in Nike gear, Stratford days, and thinks that the running tights are more to show off his physique. Then all of a sudden the underdog surprises us all. You know the score. He ended up being the A-team afterwards. After having driven the Phase 1 RSi, aka Fred, when Mother Nature spilled her drink, those previous videos are on my channel, you'll find the links either in the annotations or in the description below. It was interesting to feel Jeff the Phase 2 not only on more open roads, but also in the dry. And one thing is for certain, this car is a live wire and a throwback to old school Toyotas that are etched within the legendary SA motoring archives and street cred files. I've never driven a Conquest RSi, but this is something for the young folk to behold. It's nice to see a modern production, and yes, I said production, this car actually is going into production. Toyota Sports has, other than the planned Grim and Yaris, which is in limited numbers and isn't coming to SA, thank you very much. Plus loco is lekker, man. I really like saying that. It's lekker. Loco is lekker, man. My experience was a sweet affair of jumping into the car, slight seat adjustments, and an easy, tasteful roar to life with a key turn rather than a button push. Easy coasting and clutch work from the parking lot into the wild, wild west of Vandervelde Park. One thing this car has shown me in particular is that cars of a raw nature are typically more fun than electronically controlled modern vehicles. Jeff is intuitive and doesn't scare or surprise the driver. I'd say if I chucked the average person in the car blind, whether they're 18 or 88, and told them to drive, they'd be in awe and find it very easy to get into. And despite not having all the electronic nannies everyone is on about these days that do more to take away from the experience rather than add, the driving experience is more pronounced. The only driving assists you'll get in Jeff are ABS and EBD. That's it, man. That's all you really need. No traction control, no stability control, or anything to interfere and hold your hand. I mean, launch control. I mean, use technique, man. Technique.
You're not doing the technique.
Just the way the driver's car steak should be served. Raw. Idiot proof is also one of the qualities of this motor. It still feels like Thor's hammer, which is standard practice with Toyotas. No cooling issues, no unexpected breakdowns, no niggling issues you'd come to find with some modified cars. The radiator fan comes on for 2 seconds after some rigorous action and it's off. I mean, 2 seconds I tell you. The 1.5 litre turbocharged hunk of meat has been finely tuned and is 30% lighter on the juice compared to Phase 1. Jeff gets up and going from a dig like it's nothing and continues climbing. The turbo didn't puff out, even at redline, and happily bounced off of it. This engine takes boost well, whereas with these other ones it's usually the case of no boost, no more boost, no I can't take any more of the boost. The Etios gearing in general is quite tall, but despite that, even punting around in 5th gear, the torque is ever present and in full attendance like the kid back in school in those days. Boy, do I remember those days very well. The 2NR FE engine really does come alive compared to its factory fascia. The original Etios is but this one, this RSi, it's alive. This engine responds well to a turbo like I said before, and did I mention the whoosh noises? I mean, have a quick listen to this. That's the thing.
He's still driving. Go. Quick shift. Okay,
one bit. But there's a good test now. Foot down, fifth. Jeff is a car you not only drive to understand, but appreciate the care and thought that has gone into making a car that caters to drivers, but at the same time is easy to live with. The R&D has paid off here and it's impressive to see. I mean, any local yoke can chuck a Revo tune on a Fiesta ST or Polo GTI, which already has the bass, but a team actually went and took something totally different, unheard of if you will, and turned an Econobox into something special that doesn't pass off as a typically modified car, but it's actually something that you can ship off the official assembly line. Look past what you know about an Etios and see the potential here. Honesty section! Let's keep it real here, people. The only problems I have with this car are not really on the development side of the car, but more akin to Toyota's design choices of the Etios, and another big thing I'll mention just now. And honestly, Toyota could have made the Etios a bit lovelier inside, and I have no idea why the gauges in the middle trend is still there for them. I mean, you took it away from the Yaris and come on. I mean, hard and appealing plastics aside, they're just really small ergonomics which amount to nitpicks from me about this car. Like the way the rear middle seat belt works. I mean, why Toyota? Why do you do awkward things like this on this car? Why? Although the biggest problem about this project is the fact that the car could have been a lot more in terms of what can be changed around in the latter, but that's due in part that this project isn't officially backed by Toyota. I mean, no, this is coming out of the team's pocket, and I'm not joking when I say that. And because of that reality, it does affect the price of this car as well. It's toward the 300,000 Rand mark, although bear in mind no cheap compromises were made here. You get the best kit or nothing at all. If the car was backed by Toyota, then the RSi will be around the 250,000 Rand mark, which is cheap raw speed in this segment. There's nothing sports related in the range to get the younglings in with this kind of car. The Figo doesn't have anything, and the Renault Sandero, yeah, there's a Sandero RS, but that's only in Brazil, it's not here. You still do get the warranties and service plan that come with Toyota though, which you'd think with this sort of project would be a sacrificial lamb, but that's not the case here. The R&D was pointed in the direction such that you won't run into issues and compromises when it comes to servicing the vehicle and living with it. And in all honesty, if Toyota did the backing for the R&D and allowed freedom with Jeff, this could have been a different beast entirely. Maybe perhaps after the initial RSi run, there could be something more in the works. I just wish that Toyota could actually back a team that actually took the initiative to take something boring and mundane and with the potential to greater heights. Fun, affordable cars attract people to a brand, and in a few instances, through the trickle effect, it makes the other cars better. If the public supported this car, then I think the future developments can be double the beast of what this car is right now. Although on the flip side, backing from Toyota could actually castrate the plans and intentions of the vehicle, and the last thing we need is another Auris TRD. Let's not talk about that car. I haven't driven it, but I've heard many things about it, and it all lines up pretty much from what I've seen. But anyways, that's beside the point. The verdict. I love what's being done here with Jeff, and it's refreshing to see and feel what modern rawness without the electronic interference is like. And to confess, I felt lift-off oversteer for the first time in this car, and it taught me a bit about my own driving style as well. I mean, that says something. It's here to teach you something, and it's here to stay and do exactly that. Essentially, I'd say Jeff satisfies that lust that many car people will have. To quote, I miss what old sports cars were like. Well, here's a modern take on the recipe. I miss what old sports cars were like.
I miss what old sports cars were like.
Etios RSi. They make them like they used to. And I'd like to say a big thank you to the Etios RSi team for letting me and my mate try out this car, and while it's not every day you get to try out a prototype car, so it definitely was an experience indeed. And ladies and gentlemen, do check out this car, check out the Facebook page and everything for the car. You will not be disappointed. This is something that you need to keep your eyes on and keep your ears open for. Anyways guys, this is Tayeedz here, and I guess I'll be seeing you all next time.